These are the stories of the 80-10-10 All-Stars. All-Stars. All-Stars.
My name is Curt Griffing. I'm from Windsor, Connecticut. And
I'm Kristin Griffing.
Also from Windsor, Connecticut?
Yes, Raw Food Central in Windsor,
Cool.
Connecticut.
Cool. So what got y'all interested in 80-10-10 raw food?
oh boy, for me, it all started 30 years or so ago, where I came down with severe rheumatoid arthritis, where the doctor said there was no hope for me. And that
30 years ago?
Yeah, over 30 years ago now.
Wow.
And they'd have to replace my joints with artificial ones. And so I found out through much reading and research on my own, when they told me there was no hope, that eating correctly, a living raw food diet would, the body would repair itself. And over time I got completely well without any drugs or surgeries or any medical intervention at all. And never went back to a doctor since.
Wow. How old were you then when that happened?
23.
23. Wow. And who were your major influences? Were there some major books or influences?
There were some major books that I started picking up and reading. Herbert Shelton, of course, is
yeah.
one of my original.
T.C. Fry.
T.C. Fry. And then I met a woman, Jo Willard, who had an organization, Natural Hygiene Incorporated, which kind of mentored me and guided me in the right direction. And, that was my beginnings.
My beginning started with him. I was sick from birth up. I have what I call like my A to Z disease list. It starts at A and ends with the end. It's really bad. Asthma, diverticulitis, Allstars, megacolon, which is called Hirschsprunger's disease, all the way to inflammatory breast cancer. Severe allergies. I literally lost the entire first half of my life to being sick all the time. So 7 felt like 70, and so changing my diet and lifestyle, I was able to regain bits and pieces of life that I just didn't even know existed. I did not know what being able to run and play and do normal things was even like at all without suffering, and so it was like a whole rebirth.
Wow, you look fantastic now. You look. How's your health changed?
100%. Yeah, I went from surviving day to day and not wanting to survive another day to waking up and thriving, literally jumping out of bed and being grateful to be alive and have quality of life. So I went from zero quality of life, not wanting to live another minute, sometimes it was not wanting to live another second, to total quality of life, enjoying every millisecond.
Awesome. So how long have you been raw?
It's all I've gotten. In the beginning, I went back and forth a little bit as I was learning and experimenting. I wanted raw to be wrong more than anything in the world, because I did not want raw to be the answer. So I would do it, and I would start to get better, and then I was just so determined for it to be wrong. I would research and research and research. He put me to books and lectures, and the more that I tried to prove it wrong, the more I proved it right. So I guess at the real crossing point, which I don't even know the time frame for, so my whole journey is about 13 years now. 13 and a half years, about that. The majority of that has been raw. So it was just like a very short time that I did vegan, vegetarian, non-raw, but even that, he put me on steamed veggies with no salt. When I came, I went from beyond standard American, like an extreme of standard American diet, meat, cheese, potatoes, MSG on everything, pizza, ice cream, to him, when it was just whole foods, very lightly steamed, no salt, no condiments, no nothing.
How's that changed your appearance? Because you're kind of like a stunningly beautiful woman, and you just. I'm wondering, has there been a change in your appearance?
There has been. I just very recently showed my pictures from when I was 15, and most people in the classes that we teach, my 15-year-old picture, most people thought that I looked about 40, and now most people tell me that I look, it depends on the day and what I'm looking at. I get sometimes anywhere between 18 and 25.
Yeah, I would guess around 20 something,
Yeah.
young 20s.
It depends on
Yeah.
the day, so. But I used to look 40 at 15. So.
Wow.
When you're crippled with arthritis, you literally can't do anything. I mean, you can't even walk barely. I mean, I had to have help going to the bathroom. It was that bad. So when I became well, it was a miracle to me, you know. And even though I cursed that I had arthritis at the time, now I look back and thank God that I had arthritis at the time, because I wouldn't have changed over to the way I am now.
His fitness is amazing. I from the time that I met him, I just thought, wow.
I have good endurance, but I'm gonna work out like Doug to get to Doug's
strength level.
Doug is awesome.
He's got
He blows
strength
me
and
away.
flexibility and strength and endurance, and he's amazing. Yeah.
I have good endurance, but my strength has to be what I'm getting.
It's still more than most.
Yeah. What do you do for exercise? Yeah.
I mostly we do a lot of walking. Like 5-6 miles a night. My son and I.
He lifts a lot of heavy appliances on a regular basis, so he does.
Yeah, my job I do a lot of
unconventional
physical
way.
work, so that's where I get my physical work in. But I enjoy walking with my son, 5-6 miles a night.
So how do you feel different, like mentally, like compared to like how you felt happiness levels before and after?
Of course, when you're sick, you're miserable.
Yeah.
It's 100%, 100 billion% difference for me. When I began, I could draw stick figures, literally just little stick figures, and on one of the fasts that I did, I went from literally drawing a stick figure to drawing absolutely beautiful, stunning black and white pictures overnight. The clarity, when it started to clear, when everything started to clear for me, clarity just came, and it was powerful. There's no words to describe that kind of change at all. It's powerful. Life-altering powerful. There's
just hearing the story is kind of powerful. It's kind of, I'm getting tingles.
You go from walking death to thriving life, and I just don't know that there's anything that can articulate going from one extreme of misery to the total opposite of just totally being grateful to be alive and enjoying life, being happy and thriving.
It's funny. It's after you've been raw for a period of time. I call it the point of no return, where even if you could go back to the way you used to eat, you don't want to. It's like you have no interest in going back to the way you used to eat, because you feel so good. You feel so alive again.
Join us next week for another exciting tale of the 80-10-10 All-Stars.